Once upon a time, long ago, I was newly working at the Daily News, and my mother passed on. I kept thinking about her. When I was a little girl, she used to read stories to me, the Raggedy Ann books. Later on in life, knowing how much I loved them, she tracked down a few out-of-print copies, pre-internet days, and gave them to me for my birthday. Raggedy Ann was such a joyful connection for us. During my lunch breaks, I would sometimes go to her Gramercy Park apartment that she loved so much. When she wasn't looking, I would take the Raggedy Ann doll that was on her windowsill and rearrange her in a different position. Sometimes I would put Raggedy Andy's arm around Raggedy Ann, or make them kissing each other, or even have Raggedy Andy on top of Raggedy Ann. Anything to make Mom laugh after she'd noticed them later. After her funeral, I came home and wanted to brag about my generous colleagues at the news who gave an enormous bouquet of flowers, bigger than anyone else had given. Then I realized I could no longer pick up the phone to tell her. I washed my face and cried into the towel. A few months later, I began to write my first news story about the Soviet Union and the United States working together on a cultural event. The people of each country were reaching out to each other through music. That's exactly the kind of story she would love. And I started to think, maybe she's guiding me with it from the other side. Her mission in life was to connect people of the world, regardless of what their governments might be doing. That people can always get along with people. The piece came together so easily, and every time I would say to myself, wait, maybe I'm imagining this. Maybe she's not really helping me. Then something else would happen to restore my faith. So after a while, I stopped doubting Mom's presence. On the day the story was published, I arrived at the office, and the photo editor told me that for some reason, none of the pictures the assigned photographer took at the event came out right. He was shaking his head in frustration because there was no explanation for it. He said he just threw in a non-related photograph above my article instead, just to fill the space. I grabbed a paper to see what he meant, and I was stunned by what I saw. A picture of Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy waving at me. I took a deep breath and tried to maintain my composure in the newsroom. I couldn't help but wonder, how did she get that picture in there? Where has she gone? And how is she having so much fun? What exactly goes on behind that veil? And so my search continues. True story. The end.